hello. Let me get right as always. Turn it in. Okay. Hello. Take a deep breath. Let me just take a deep breath in. Get my mind right, get my spirit right. Preparation. Let me turn off this phone too. Forgot about that part. Okay. I'm here. Welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show. My name is Monique Head. If you're fairly new here, I am a relationship coach to passionate, marriage-minded women. And I help women meet men, right? The art of meeting men offline. I just realized that that is one of the things that's a part of my specialty. One of the things that I'm going to be focusing on, just meeting men offline, the art of meeting men. I'm going to be speaking about that on Thursday, I believe. But welcome to the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show, where I am broadcasting from my home office. And you can catch me here live every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. That's U.S. time, U.S. Pacific, and 12 p.m. U.S. Pacific and 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern time. And where do I want to start today? Well, first of all, I just want to give credence and appreciation to my mom. I'm here in my house dress, right? And my mom purchased this for me because now that I've stepped into this full time to support women like you, she sent me a few of these house dresses that are so reminiscent of her, really, you know. And she was just like, make sure you're not in there, you know, looking chaka chaka. So this is my little frock. Let me see if I can show it to you. Yeah. A little house dress, a little frock that I'm wearing. Because when I look good, I feel good. And that's important. That's an important message for you too, is that when we look good, you feel good. And looking good is important because people take you seriously when you look good. This includes your documents. And you don't have to be the most beautiful. You don't have to be the prettiest. But you do have to exercise your charm. You do have to exercise your feminine allure. And that's what I'm here to teach you and to support you in, blossoming into the best version of yourself so that you can really understand how men are seeking someone like you. Men are seeking the modifying influence of the right woman. And that's what I'm going to be discussing today. So I see a couple of you are here. You know, just don't be coming over here watching now. Let me know. Check in and let me know where you're watching from. Where in the world are you? So that I don't feel like I'm speaking to myself. It's really important that I have some sort of feedback, call and response. That way it keeps me motivated. I feel like I have more divine downloads, things pop into my spirit that I'm able to share with you, versus just wondering if anyone is out there in internet land. So I know that you're here because I can see you. So just check in and let me know where you are, where you're watching from, okay? So, hold on, dropped something. So here with the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show, it is my intention that you leave with something at the end of these episodes, right? Just something immediately that you can walk away with, something that is really going to serve you. Hey, Michelle, I love your consistency. I want to acknowledge you for that. I really appreciate your presence. So hello, salute to you. It's my intention that you walk away with something of value and something that you can implement immediately, or something that's going to make you think and give you a different option so that you don't default to what you know. Because, you know, we only know what's familiar to us until someone comes along and gives us some new information, really opens the door, gives us a word that really can set us on a different trajectory. And that's really my intention for you. You're also going to hear me speak about Polish Your Potential, which is my private one-on-one exclusive mentorship for marriage-minded women, women who really want to become that living invitation of love and really attract their man through that spirit of invitation, okay, instead of manipulation, instead of control, instead of obligation. And I'm able to speak about that because I've been there. I've been there and I was her. And though, you know, fears still creep up, I don't have those same fears anymore. I have a different way of being, a different way of operating, and I would love to share my secrets with you. So if you want me in your pocket as a secret weapon, then email me, okay? Email me in the subject line, put "Let's Talk," and let me know, you know, what's one challenge or one concern that you're having right now that I can support you with, and that I can help you to problem solve and really lay out a plan for your next steps, okay? My email address really quickly before I jump into it is Monique@feminineallureacademy.com. Monique, MONIQUE, at feminineallureacademy.com. So I look forward to receiving your message. In the subject line, just put "Let's Talk." And let me know what's your one challenge or concern that you're having that you would like me to help you to solve, okay? Great. It's your lunch hour. Okay, awesome, Michelle. Well, there's my lunch. Well, not really my lunch hour. I wanted to do these after the lunch hour because I like to go to places that really, I like to be in environments that really support the woman that I'm becoming, the woman that I am. And if I go at 12 noon, which I know it's where you are right now, it's usually busy, busy, busy. So this is just, you know, 2 p.m. Central is really, really helpful for me. Today, I'm going to be talking about the modifying influence of the right woman and how men are seeking the modifying influence of the right woman. And that is you, homegirl. So a few years ago, I remember coming home from law school on a break, you know, Christmas break. It was after exams. And I met up with one of my colleagues who we had gone to undergrad together. And we just had a conversation. And he's a very attractive man, you know. When we were in college, he had a lot of women flocking to him and whatnot. And so one of the things that he mentioned to me, that he said, you know, Monique, there are, ratio-wise, there are so many women out there who outnumber men. At least that's the way that it seems, right? Based upon your experience, maybe in your workplace, if you're in school, it seems like we women outnumber men. But one thing that he said to me that really left an indelible mark and really resonated with me was that, but even though there seems to be more women, right? Men have a lot of options to choose from. What he said was that it seems like it's very difficult to find a woman of quality, like a quality woman. Someone that you can trust and really be yourself around and really build together. And I'm saying this because I know that this is what you want too. This is what you're telling me. This is what, when we have our conversations, if you participate and if you sign up for an Awaken Your Allure session where I'm laying out the plan for you, I'm hearing this is what you want. You want an honest man. You want someone who has character. You want someone that you can trust and that you can really build a life with. Someone that will allow you to feel safe enough to really be yourself so that you can be accepted, you know, for the woman that you are. And I'm saying this because men want this too. And this is no surprise. I hope not. Men want this too. And so there's something that's really standing in the way of both the man and the woman having what they want. And so my mission is to help the women get what we want because we are the keepers, right? We're standing in that place and men just want to please us. Men just want to make us happy. And I have a book that I'm going to refer to right here, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, a classic, one of the, you know, definitely a classic. And so, where am I going with this? This is what I want to say. It's my belief that men, it's my belief that men feel there are not enough quality women out there for them because we're guarded. And when we're guarded, what happens is that, you know, we put up that wall and we wait for someone to break it down. We put up a wall and wait to see if the man has what it takes to knock it down. Right? So we really don't even start. We don't even give the relationship a chance of thriving because we're waiting to see what you're going to do, right? You're like, well, what you going to do? I'm going to wait and see what you're going to do, and then I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But I know you don't want to operate from that because you're not really blossoming into the best version of yourself when you're waiting for someone else to act, rather than acting from a place of love and really just being your best self. When we're guarded, right? When we have our hands folded and we're just waiting, what happens is that we rob men of the pleasure of getting to know us, right? You rob men of the pleasure of getting to know you. You rob men of the pleasure of really making you happy because that's what they want to do. And I have it right here from the words of a man who wrote this book in 1938 to prove it. Okay? So, you know, this is just really important. Your understanding of your power as a woman is important. Your understanding that you are an influencer, that you reign in a position of influence, right? Meaning that we women influence men more than they influence us. Let me know if you agree with that. And if you feel what I'm saying, just say, give me something to work with. Say, I feel you, Mo. I hear you. Yes, girl. Yes. Give me something. Let me know that you're here. So what was I saying? So we women, yes, we women reign in a position of influence. So we influence men more than they influence us. And we women are also multipliers. We women are multipliers. And this is something that my pastor even confirmed, you know, during Sunday service, is that, you know, you want to encourage your ladies, use your influence to encourage men to come out to this event. And we women are multipliers. Anytime we come to the scene, we add value. Or sometimes we don't. So it really depends. If a man has scorned a woman, we're going to give back. Whatever seed is planted in us, we're going to give back, and we're going to multiply that seed. If it's a seed of discord, right, a seed of hurt or pain, you best believe we're going to make you feel that pain, right? We're going to make that man feel it, and he's going to know, right? We just got to let him have it. But if there's a seed of love that's planted, a seed of joy, seeds of peace, we're going to multiply that seed and give more. And that's what I know that you want to do, because I know that you're a woman who has a lot of love to give to that deserving man. And it's my goal, my mission, to help you meet and attract your deserving man so that you can multiply on this earth, right? And I'm not even talking about multiply with babies. I'm talking about multiply with the spirit of love, with the spirit of invitation, with the spirit of giving, with the spirit of like that nurturing spirit. The spirit that really helps to heal the world, the healing spirit. That's what it is. My goal is to help you administer that healing balm. Oh, I want to keep preaching today. Yes. So one of the things that I want you to know right now, when it comes to being a multiplier, when it really comes to understanding your modifying influence, there was a chapter. This actually, when I say that, that comes from a line in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, The Modifying Influence of the Right Woman. And I'm going to read you what I wrote a couple years ago. And as you can see, I annotated my books a lot. I have all my stickies right here on the side. But there was a chapter in the book, which I highly recommend too, and it's called The Mystery of Sex Transmutation. Now, this isn't my sandbox. This isn't something that I have studied thoroughly, but it piques my interest. And so how Napoleon Hill defines sex transmutation is simple and easily explained. He says it means the switching of the mind from thoughts of physical expression to thoughts of some other nature. So the way that I interpret that is that anytime we have that sexual energy, that sexual drive, right? Anytime we feel horny, right? And there's not an opportunity to physically express ourselves, we can use that energy, we can channel it to some other event, some other activity. Now, what's even more important, let me see if I can find it. One of the things that he says in this book is that, you know, the men who have accumulated great fortunes and achieved outstanding recognition in literature, art, industry, architecture, and the professions were motivated by the influence of a woman. Now, hey, this book was written in 1938. I believe it's actually originally published in 1937. And I'm saying this because the laws of nature, we cannot deviate from the laws of nature, and everything, there's nothing new. Scripture says that there's nothing new under the sun, and everything that's happening on this earth is really cyclical. All right, it's all happening in a cycle. So this, even though it was written years ago, it ain't new. This stuff still happens and it still applies today. This is what I believe. So Napoleon Hill says, what does he say? Let me just read you a few things from this book. So he also says, you know, the pages of history are filled with records of great leaders whose achievements may be traced directly to the influence of a woman who aroused the creative faculties of their minds through the stimulation of sex desire. And I want you, if you're triggered by this, I just want you to sink into your heart space, get out of your head space, and sink into your heart space, because I know as you're listening to this, you might be thinking, well, how can I say this? There's just a lot of rape culture that exists right now. And I want your mind to get away from that, because that's not where I'm going with this. This is a mature conversation. This is a mature conversation. And so it's my goal, it's really my intention that you really understand your power, and you really understand the level of influence that you have on this earth and that you have in this world, and the power to attract your man, because you only need one, right? But it's great to have other men flocking to you just for practice, and really just for fun. So what else does he say? Here we go. A couple things. Okay, I'm just gonna read a couple things. So he says, if good taste would permit, we might easily mention scores of men well known to the American people who climbed to great heights of achievement under the stimulating influence of their wives, only to drop back to destruction after money and power went into their heads and they put aside old wife for the new one. So that just seems to me really speaking to the stimulation, like the way that a woman can stimulate a man's mind. I'm not even going to touch on the old wife for a new one. I'm not even going to go there. But he also says that, he admitted, he's talking about one of America's most reputable businessmen in the 1930s. He says that because the way that this book was written, Napoleon Hill interviewed very, very successful men like Rockefeller, Carnegie, to create, I want to say he interviewed 25 successful businessmen during this time. And so, quote unquote, it reads, he admitted that her presence, one of America's most able businessmen frankly admitted that his attractive secretary was responsible for the plans he created. He admitted that her presence lifted him to heights of creative imagination, as he could experience under no other stimulus. So we women bring, we stimulate, we multiply, and we stimulate. What else did he say? What else did I highlight that I thought was really, really important? It really left an indelible mark upon me. You heard this, when mama's happy, everyone's happy. And so another quote is that it is a very old saying, and you've heard this before, that a man's wife may either make him or break him, but the reason is not always understood. The making and breaking is the result of the wife's understanding or lack of understanding of the emotion of love, sex, and romance. And so many of us don't really have that understanding. A lot of us women have a lot of knowledge, but what we really need is the understanding, really the wisdom that's required to let our guard down, to become a woman that you're proud of, to inspire commitment, to inspire affection, to arouse a man's affection for you, and really to keep the love going, to keep the love blossoming while you're still honoring yourself, right? So be able to keep a man's interest without losing your dignity, and being able to advocate for yourself and what you want with grace. That's what's really important. That's a part of your sphere of influence. He says that man's greatest motivating force is his desire to please woman. And that's italicized. So man's greatest force is his desire to please woman. And it is the inherent desire of man to please woman, which gives woman the power to make or break man. That's a quote graphic. I think I'm going to make that into a quote graphic. And this is the last one. This is where that modifying influence of a woman comes from. He says some men know that they are being influenced by the woman of their choice, their wives, their sweethearts, mothers, or sisters, but they tactfully refrain from rebelling against the influence because they are intelligent enough to know that no man is happy or complete without the modifying influence of the right woman. The man who does not recognize this important truth deprives himself of the power which has done more to help men achieve success than all other forces combined. Whew. Maybe you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, Monique, well, what is a man going to do for me? What is he going to do for me? Well, men want to do for you. My response is that men want to do for you if you provide the opportunity, if you allow the space, if you create that invitation, if you create the atmosphere, if you create the space that is conducive to make a man feel like he's winning with you. Because that's what's missing right now. And this is just so good right now. There's a lot going through my mind right now, so I'm just trying to pace myself. When you really understand your influence, you can get what you want, right? And when your husband or your man feels like he's winning, you're winning. When he's winning, you're winning. That's what the unity is all about. That's what the teamwork is really all about. So it's just my intention. If you have any questions, go ahead and post it here below. If you have any questions, yeah, go ahead and post it here below. And if you would like to be supported in understanding how you can become more of an influence, how you can really understand, grasp, apply, and implement your influence in order to become a woman that you're proud of, in order to really blossom into the best version of yourself, I would love to support you in doing that. And I invite you to polish your potential, which just happens to be the name of my private one-on-one mentorship for the next year. If you want to work with me privately for the next year, if you want to be supported in this for the next year, send me an email. I would love to hear from you. In the subject line, pardon me, write "Let's Talk." Just write "Let's Talk," and let me know what's your one question or your one concern that I can help you to solve in that moment, and then lay out your next steps, really lay out the plan for you. Yeah, as I mentioned before, you know, men really understand our power, the power that we have over them. And what you're seeing that's happening in the world right now, what you're seeing where it's just so many homes that are out of order, high divorce rates, lots of single women, you know, just lots of divorces, lots of people not getting married. It's really because of fear, you know, fear of the unknown. And really the fear to let the guard down, to be vulnerable, because there's fear of rejection. And I would love to help you to overcome that, because it's blocking you from being your best self. It's blocking you from really being seen as this vulnerable, powerful, graceful, confident woman who has the power to create love, who has the power to really be love. So that's what I would love to help you to do, right? I want to help you to polish your potential, your peak potential. I should add that, your peak potential. Meet your peak potential. So if you have any questions, let me know. So let me see if there are any questions here. Okay, we're running on good time. Okay. Well, seeing none right now. I always like to wait 7 seconds to see if someone has a question. But what I really want you to take away from this is, number one, you are a woman of influence. You are a multiplier. You have what it takes. You reign in a position of influence, and you have the power to administer the healing balm that's needed, right? But you're saying, well, Nico, what about me? Well, your healing balm is going to come from other women, right? By being in a community like this, the Alluring Woman community, this is where your power comes from. Because as I mentioned before, there was a survey that says that, you know, if men want to live long, happy lives, they should marry a woman. If a woman wants to live a long, healthy, happy life, she should get girlfriends. So it's important that we women be in community, in committed community. That's what I call this community, a committed community of women who are of like mind, who are chic, savvy, educated, and who want more for themselves, right? Women who want to be what they are becoming. All right, so I will see you tomorrow, same time, for the Alluring Womanhood and Femininity Show, 12 p.m. Pacific U.S. time, 3 p.m. Eastern U.S. time. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.